Good morning, I'm Jasmine Anderson. The storm has mostly cleared out, but we're dealing with high winds and damage. Downed power lines and trees are creating problems. This is the scene in Plainview. Downed wires close the intersection of Old Country Road and South Oyster Bay Road. At last checked, about 4,100 Long Island customers were in the dark. PSEG Long Island brought in extra crews to help restore power after the storm. Now, the winds will continue throughout the day and into this evening. Here's a look at what we are seeing right now. Gusts around 30 miles per hour in some spots, so please be careful. Flooding, obviously a big problem here, especially along our south shore. You can see this car submerged. This is video of Grand Boulevard in Lindenhurst. At least 3 schools have delayed their start time today due to the weather. The Freeport Island Park and Long Beach school districts have a 2-hour delay. Check your carrier if you're headed to the airport today. We are seeing hundreds of flights cancellations and delays at JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark airports. And at least 3 flights have also been canceled at MacArthur Airport. The storms forced the city to evacuate nearly 2,000 migrants to a high school in Brooklyn last night. Mayor Adams made the decision to clear out the tent complex at Floyd Bennett Field. Migrants collected their personal belongings and were bused to nearby James Madison High School. Here's a look at your futurecast for today. You can see the rain is clearing. The big focus is still on the high winds and flooding. We are tracking another storm headed our way for Saturday. You can see it rolling in here. Of course, we'll keep you updated. For the latest on the storm's impact on the island, go to Newsday.com and click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. 2 Dix Hills teens are seriously hurt after a car crash in Comac. Police say 18-year-old Alexander Wuneski hit a tree on Old Comac Road yesterday morning. He and his passenger, 18-year-old Harris Khan, were both taken to the hospital. The fight over a cargo jet port on the East End isn't over. Calverton Aviation and Technology filed a lawsuit against Riverhead Town. It's claiming the town breached a $40 million contract when officials changed zoning laws that would prevent the development of the jet port at Enterprise Park at Calverton. The deal was canceled after intense community opposition. Opponents of the $4 billion casino resort proposal at the site of the Nassau Coliseum are calling on the town of Hempstead to halt an environmental review. They want to wait until a state appellate court rules on the developer's rights to the property. Local residents are challenging whether Las Vegas Sands is allowed to study the site after a judge struck down its lease. Checking out your hyperlocal forecast, cloudy, breezy with showers, highs around 50 degrees. Tonight, the lows are in the 30s. It's to be expected. Tomorrow, though, sunny with a high of 45 degrees. No rain there, but again, we're tracking that storm that should be headed our way this weekend. A look at your 7-day forecast coming up.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
Scrutiny today for school open campus policies after a teen was killed in a crash on his lunch break. Sherry Einhorn has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
We're setting the table. There's one less setting. And it's always like, oh, he's not there.
John Aruano's 13-year-old son, also named John, died in 2007 after the minivan he was riding in with his mom was hit by a 17-year-old high school student who left school and went out for lunch with his friends in Smithtown. The 2 friends also died in the crash.
The sadness is just now part of you for the rest of your life.
As a result, the Smithtown School District stopped letting students off campus for lunch. Last week, 17-year-old Dylan Nuccio, a senior at Plain Edge High School, was killed when his car crashed into a tree off the Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway. He had been driving home for lunch. After the accident, the district said students would have to stay in school during free periods until further notice. Jericho High School closed its campus after a fatal accident in 2005 in the student parking lot.
It's a difficult decision because when we made the decision, there was a fair amount of pushback both from students and from parents.
Other districts like Plainview Old Bethpage allow seniors to leave during the day, and there are no plans to change that. Students we spoke to say they're being extra careful.
My mom always told me to be careful going off in and out of campus, and I try after hearing this news to be as careful as I can be.
Seniors can apply for a parking permit, but also have to attend a safe driving course and sign a contract with their parents and their school.
Driving is an adult responsibility, and it's one of the first times that these kids are dealing with adult consequences, right? Where there's no reset button and there's no second chance sometimes.
The district also says it relies on cooperation from local businesses.
If they notice that a student is driving in a manner that's potentially hazardous, and they'll call our school and we'll have one-on-one meetings with that student.
John Arawano says he just doesn't understand why school districts are willing to risk it. Inexperienced drivers with a limited amount of time, he says, is a dangerous combination that can change lives forever.
I had such an infectious smile and laugh.
I'm Shari Einhorn for Newsday TV.
Read more about open campus policies on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. The Malvern High School Marching Band has a lot to celebrate this week, all thanks to a Metallica song. Steve Langford has the story.
Not marching band thing.
When the Malvern High School Marching Band started playing Metallica, no one had any idea where this classic heavy metal tune might take them.
It up and I listened to it. I was like, wow, this is really amazing.
Enter Sandman, the name of the tune, prompting Malvern to enter the inaugural Metallica Marching Band competition.
We decided, hey, we're already doing a Metallica song, so let's go ahead and get into this.
The Malvern Marching Band, among hundreds of contestants nationwide, made it to the final five, then watched Sunday night when the winners, judged by the band itself, were announced on national TV.
We were all waiting, and then when it came up, I screamed, Malvern!
Malvern tying for first place in the medium high school category with Bernie High School near San Antonio, Texas. Both bands winning funding for musical equipment.
It's $15,000, which is so huge to a program.
The Metallica tune released before any of the Malvern Marching Band members were born, but familiar from growing up.
I've actually heard of like Enter Sandman because of my dad. But I heard it more when we started playing it. I was like, this sounds familiar, and I realized it was because of my dad.
Metallica, it turns out, has a rich history of going beyond heavy metal, including recording one live album with the San Francisco Symphony.
They get out there. They don't just, play heavy metal and yell and scream. There's a lot of musicality into their music, and that's why we were able to do what we did on the field.
For the Malvern High School Marching Band, exit light, enter limelight. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
Excellence and congratulations. Read more about the marching band on Newsday.com. Just click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
It makes a difference when people see their faces and their experiences reflected in our newspaper. I think it makes them feel seen in some way.
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Thank you so much for watching. We'll leave you with a look at your hyperlocal 7-day forecast.